An earthquake 26 kilometers southeast of Omaruru occurred in the early hours of this morning. The Ministry of Mines and Energy's Geophysics Department confirmed the tremor, which recorded a magnitude of 3.6 on the Richter scale by 4 various stations. Joining us on the line to tell us more is Marco Sitali, senior geoscientist at the Geological Survey of Namibia. Very good afternoon to you, Marco, and thank you so much for joining us.
Afternoon,
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. First and foremost, the earthquake of 3.6, magnitude of 3.6 on the Richter scale. What does it exactly mean for people who may not know about these things?
A 3.6 magnitude is actually considered as a moderate earthquake. So it shouldn't cause any worry because it's very small to cause any destructive damages to infrastructure or cause any loss of life. Mm-hmm. So a 3.6 magnitude is a very small earthquake.
All right. Do we perhaps have an idea where the epicenter was, and was there perhaps any possible damage done by that tremor that measured 3.6 on the scale?
So far, no damages were reported to us, and we also do not expect any damages to be caused by a 3.6 magnitude. Mm-hmm. The epicenter was 26 kilometers southeast of Omaruru, and it occurred at a depth of 15 kilometers.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's not the first time that this type of activity is taking place in Omaruru. Why is this the case? What exactly is happening underground with the plate movements? And can we expect more of these tremors, or are there going to be less of them in the near future? Looking at the data that you have, what can we draw from that?
One thing we have to know is that the Earth moves continuously, and earthquakes happen every day, almost every hour. So these kind of tremors are quite normal to be occurring at any time, any area in Namibia. Besides the belief that we are on a stable continent, we should also know that we have our tectonic structures, and this I'm referring to the existing faults, which are weaker areas in the Earth crust. So it's quite normal to have tremors frequently.
Mm-hmm. Now, usually when such things happen, people go into panic and expect the worst to happen. Is there any cause for concern for the residents of Omaruru and surrounding areas?
Okay, Namibia is a developing country, and we do not expect everyone to have a well-designed house. So the fact that we are a developing country and yet we have weaker structures, a 3.6 might cause damages because of the structures that we have. But what we advise the public is to know the safety measures, how they should behave when kind of events happen, mm-hmm. so that they can at least protect themselves and be safe when an event happens. Mm-hmm.
Can you just briefly perhaps just share a bit of some of those safety measures, maybe at least just 3 or 4 of them?
Sorry?
Can you please just share some of the precautions one can take once a tremor strikes their area?
Okay. We advise the public to, at least if you have tables in your house, staying under the table is the safest thing you could do. Because if anything or objects that are hanging on the walls, when you are under the table, those objects will be falling on the table, so it won't do any harm to you. And also being in open areas. If you are outside, nothing will happen to you, even if a 6.7 or 7 magnitude occurs. Mm-hmm. What kills us is the buildings that we have. Earthquakes really don't do anything to anyone.
All right, Marco, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, and that was Marco Sitali, senior geoscientist at the Geological Survey of Namibia, talking to us about an earthquake that struck 26 kilometers southeast of Omaruru in the early hours of this morning, and reassuring the residents and the people in the surrounding areas that they have nothing to be concerned about.